We all have moments that we wonder what would have happened if I did something different? What if I went left instead of right? What if I didn't cut Gracie's hair and instead let my friends tease me about liking a girl? Sometimes I wonder what could have happened to me if Gracie had told my mom and dad that I should remain as a girl. What if that moment that I was given to apologize to Grace and tell her that I was wrong happened differently? Hello, welcome to OJ Studios. Please enjoy this special presentation of Punishment Alternative Ending by Olivia Julius. Chapter 28, Heading Home. To my dismay, Dad didn't drive me home from school. I don't know why I expected him to drive me home. I guess I figured he wouldn't want me walking home wearing a girl's uniform. Of course, if that was true, he probably would have stopped me from wearing girls' clothes all weekend long. Sometime after the third recess and school letting out, it had started to rain. Thunder could be heard throughout the school and big raindrops fell all around us. As soon as the bell rang releasing us, I jumped out of my seat and ran to the door of the classroom. Before Mrs. Yogman could say anything to me, I was already gone and halfway through the hallways. Other students started filing out of their classrooms and I had to duck and wave to get around them. "Young lady, walk please," I could hear one teacher say behind me. But I ignored them and went out to the bus. I was one of the first students to get on the bus. I sat down midway and watched as other students got on one by one. No one sat in the seat next to me. Instead, two girls sat in the seat in the opposite row than me. By the color of their green polos, they were in the third grade, a year younger than me. I looked over to them and saw them looking back to me, then whispering, then they started giggling. "What?" I asked. "Are you that boy that is now forced to wear a girl's uniform?" one of the girls asked. "No," I lied, but they just looked at each other and shook their heads. I knew now that they didn't believe me. "Oh, we know it's you," one of the girls said. "You are pretty much the talk of the school." "Well, he's not me," I replied. "Oh yeah? What is your name?" the other girl asked, but as I was going to answer, the first girl grabbed the ID tag from my book bag. I was right, Candace. He is the boy in a girl's uniform. Both girls laughed and rolled my eyes and grabbed my book bag back and grabbed my homework. The trip from school to home takes a little over 45 minutes. Luckily Mrs. Yogman gave us enough homework that I should be busy for the rest of the trip. I only stopped my homework when we started getting close to my stop. By this time, I had my feet on the bus seat across the aisle. The two girls next to me had already gotten off at their respective bus stops. I watched out my window as the bus approached my bus stop. Luckily it wasn't raining anymore outside, and I hoped that it wouldn't as I walked to my house. I quickly put the almost finished homework back into my book bag and got up from my seat, fully aware that most eyes were on me. I walked down the aisle and from the bus, trying to act like I didn't care that everyone could see that I was wearing a girl's uniform. I was glad when I saw that Alex and Eric were not on the bus. According to what Bethany and Bailey heard, they both had been taken home by their parents. "Serves them right," I had said when I heard the news. The bus stop is 2 blocks away from where I live. Usually, I can count on walking with Eric since he lives nearby, but since he wasn't here, I now must walk home alone. But after how he treated me, I didn't feel too bad about it. I walked home looking around as I walked. Who could see me wearing this? I prayed that no one in around will need to go outside, but as I passed by my next door neighbor Mr. Ryan's house, my heart sank as I saw him leave his house to go out to his car. He was looking down at his keys while he was walking, but once he looked up and saw me, he stopped. "Adam?" he asked when he saw me. He looked me up and down. This was probably an odd sight for him to see. He looked at me up and down and tried to figure out what exactly I was wearing. "Hi, Mr. Ryan," I said, giving him a wave and then looking forward as I gripped my book bag tighter and began to walk a little faster. I could hear Mr. Ryan call out to me, probably wondering why I was a girl's school uniform for. But I just ignored him and walked the final steps to my house. I opened the front door to my house and shut it behind me. The living room was quiet as I walked across the hardwood floor. I know that both mom and dad will be still at their jobs, so I now have a few hours to myself. I dropped my book bag onto the couch and walked upstairs to my room. The knowledge that I was finally home and that my closet and dresser were upstairs both filled with boy clothes practically lifted me up the stairs. This was a no more girl clothes. Yes, I will still have to wear the jumper tomorrow, yes everyone knows about Amanda, and yes, I do still have some girl clothes in my room that mom and dad might make me wear sometimes, but right now I can finally wear boys' clothes. Or I could have if my bedroom door wasn't locked, and if there wasn't a note on the door telling me not to open it. My heart sank when I read the last part of the note. Mom expects me to be still wearing the uniform when she gets home. Defeated, I walked back down the stairs and back into the living room. I grabbed my book bag and walked into the dining room and grabbed my homework from my book bag. I sat down at my seat at the table and with nothing better to do I worked on my homework.